Well, hello guys and gals. Welcome back to another edition of Construction Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mr. Moose. Hey, we continue on and we are in the final stages of our high-rise apartment build. And today we're going to do the last little bits to get it built out, which is going to be us going and getting some supplies for us to go ahead and finish up the build. If we look at our worksheet that we've got left, we are on stage 14, which is pick up 3 wall primer and 2 asphalt from the materials trader. And then we need to go out and pick up some seedlings and some turf from the nursery. So that's what we're going to have to do today. And I believe the only nursery we have available, is over here. So we're going to have to go to the nursery and then come back to the construction site, which is way up here. So the best bet for us really is jump by the materials trader, pick everything up there, then head out to the nursery, and then finally end up at the job site. So let's do that. And instead of using the crane, the mobile crane that we normally do, we're going to use the big flatbed. We're just going to pick everything up at one time, and then we can go back to the job site and do everything. So that's the game plan today. Our worker is working on his construction project as well, and we're going to get at it. So I finally figured out my issue with my controls as to why they kept changing out. It's basically, I have to make sure that I'm using an emulator for my gamepad, right? And what was doing it was, if the emulator wasn't absolutely right, as soon as when I launched the game, it didn't work. I have to make sure that I always have my emulator set up first, and I'm good to go. I don't know why the game moved that on me. I had that parked in the parking space next to the crane, but it moved it over next to the building for some reason. Odd. Alright, so let's get backed up here. Hook up. This is a trailer we've not used in this game, so this will be my first time to use it. But I'm wanting to get it because it'll allow me, like I said, to go out and get a whole lot of stuff at one time instead of having to worry about making small runs to pick up materials. There goes the backing on this thing. Alright, let's connect our trailer up, get it all situated. And while that happens, I need to move some controllers around. And we'll go ahead and raise up our outriggers or stabilizers. And with that done, we should be able to roll. Alright, so we'll take this bad boy over to the materials handler first. We'll get all the goodies that we got to get out of there. Load that up. And then we'll head over to the nursery and grab everything at the nursery. Anyways, hope you guys are doing well. And this will be the final episode on our apartment build, because after this we will be done. We'll have to find a new job for our next one. Probably going to be a little hiatus on Construction Sim, seeing as we are going into ATS next week. So don't be surprised if I take a little break from Construction Sim. However, I mean, with that said, I don't want to just do nothing but ETS next week or ATS next week. So there is a good chance I might spice things up with a little construction sim here and there. Or there's going to be a little something of everything on the channel, I think, next week. While I work on ATS for the most part, going to be a whole lot of streaming next week. I will tell you that much. Alright, so let's go ahead and put our sides down on this. Sides down. Why are my sides not dropping? There they are. So, that's bizarre. So I've only tried to use this trailer once in multiplayer, and then I've used, and this is the first time I've used it in single player. And I had an issue in multiplayer where I couldn't get the sides to go up and down, and right now I'm pressing the button. On the flatbed with crane, you can just press the side button. But because this is considered a trailer, you have to use the modifier, which is, for me, it's my trigger switch and then the button. So that's something different to that I didn't think about. So if you're using the trailer and you're having an issue with the sides, remember it is a trailer, so you have to use the modifier button. I didn't even take that in consideration. Alright, so I need asphalt and wall primer, and I better look at what I'm buying because, well, it'll tell me. I think I'm getting 2 of one, 3 of the other. And we'll go in here and strap into our little forklift. And we'll dance with it just a little bit. Oh, hello. Kind of squirrely today there, buddy. Anyways, hope you guys are ready for a weekend. Alright, switch over so I can see what I'm doing here. Has been a while since I used the old forklift. Alright. Get that off. Bring my load backwards some so it doesn't want to fall off. Alright, so we'll just roll on around here. And we'll put this on our trailer. I don't know if this is actually faster or not, you know. But getting all the driving done at one time seems like a really good idea. Yeah, you know what? I want to get this all closer to the front here. And have a nice loaded trailer. There we go. I think that'll work. Yeah, my load looks fairly stable today. It's not jumping around like it was before. Alright. I hate when it just jumps around and turns so sharp, because it just messes with my eyes. My vision doesn't adjust to the screen spinning around that fast. I'm getting old. Alright, back up. Alright. Get this up so I can see what I'm doing. Bring it in here. Alright, pull my load forward. Come on down. There we go. Out with that. And now time to get the wall primers. Alright, we'll start on this end. Do. Alright, get that off. Whoa! See what I mean? I just spun all the way around the world there. Now I'm all messed up over here. Didn't even realize I was swinging around that much. Over the curb. Whoa, where are we going? Come on, stupid camera. This game needs track IR. It really does. Then I could just drive in first person and not have to worry about it. Could look around without having to use my mouse. Would be very nice. Oh, now my load's messed up. Oh, cockeyed. Alright, let's get our last little bit out of the top of this thing. Oops, 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 oops. See if I can get squared up on this first. Again, some of the steering physics in this game is not that good. So getting really accurate on stuff is sometimes a challenge. Don't get me wrong, I do love the game, but there are some difficulties involved with it. I'm trying to do this without having to go to forks, but apparently that's not going to happen, so I'll have to use the fork view. Come on, turn around. Again, there's that thing where if you're going slow, it doesn't want to turn. But then if you get going as fast as you possibly can where you're out of control, it turns on a dime. Alright, come on, spin around here. Square up to the trailer. There we go. Rotate our load in. Come on down with it. There we go. And we'll go grab our last little pallet from here. And then we'll be ready to roll. Alright, so let's get squared up again. There we go. See if we can get this right this time. Alright, that seems too low. Oops. That seems about right there. Again, I wish I had track IR so I could just look up and see what my load's doing. Yeah, I wish they would work on the acceleration on this thing, because it's either you're either crawling or you're flying. There's no finesse on the gas pedal. I'd like to have a bit more touch. And again, the steering I wish was a little bit more responsive with it. Alright. Come on in here. You know, hopefully they'll work on some of that stuff in the future for this game. I see this game having a really long lifespan as far as, you know, the next versions of it. I think it'll be your farm sim type situation where it will continue to get better and better and better, and eventually it'll be a pretty great game. It's pretty darn fun right now as it is. I can't exit the vehicle because I'm sitting next to a wall. Come on. There we go. Alright, so we attach our load. Jump up into our truck. Let's put our sides up. And we're ready to roll. This is actually way too much truck for what we need. But if we were doing this with the... I probably could have done this with the flatbed and crane. Probably could have made it happen. But it was one of those situations where I didn't want to risk it. And I got this trailer anyway, so might as well use it. This will really come into handy when we got to get like stuff from the building materials place as well as from the lumber yard. You know, and you got to get those big stacks of lumber. It'd be nice to be able to go get everything at one time, then sit over the construction site and just constantly be lifting things into the yard without having to make a run, make another run, make a run, make another run. I'd rather do it like this. I'd rather take a shopping list, go pick up everything I need to do, and then set it at the job site and have it there, and so I can just stay there working at the job site the whole time. Which in a way is a little bit off of what you do on a construction site. I mean, at a typical construction site, you do want to sort of schedule your materials to come in as they're needed, because you don't want to get your construction site too congested. But at that time, you would have people delivering materials to you. You wouldn't be going and getting them. Alright. Look, we're doing some more Euro truck. I told you I was going to drive the man. Oh, excuse me, MAN. I don't want to get in trouble. Alright. Man, I almost hit that car. I keep looking with my head. I've been driving so much Euro truck with Trek IR in there. I keep moving my head around thinking I'm looking in the direction that where traffic is, and then I realize, oh, that doesn't control my camera. I could set it up. I could go in and set a virtual joystick up, I'm sure. But that's something I really don't want to do. I would definitely say the next time they do this game, they definitely need to add in a virtual support for Trek IR and even Oculus, Tobii IX, since it's destined to become a thing. Though, as we talked about in Euro Truck the other day, the one thing with the Tobii IX is it does not offer you as much. It does not offer you as much in the way of axes, control axes, as the Trek IR does. Where the Trek IR gives you 6 separate axes, the Tobii IX only gives you. Tobii IX only gives you 4. So the head tilt and the front to back, you don't have that with a Tobii IX. Alright, so our worker's finished with what he was working on. Let's go ahead and get him continuing on. Look, he's almost done. He's going to do 2 apartment complexes in the time it took me to do 1. So funny. Alright, last piece. I need 3 yew seedlings and 3 turf. Alright. So let's talk to the gardener here. So we need 3 of these. And then under miscellaneous, I need 3 turf. So we'll purchase that. And then we need to rent a forklift. There we go. Alright, so let's get our turf loaded up. Get it on our truck, and then we can... Alright. Get this loaded up on the truck here. There goes that snap steering there. One turf down. Get this one on the end here. Okay, come on. There we go. Oops. Alright, bring that back down. There we go. Trying to be in a hurry getting those, and I missed the one I want. Alright. Get that one loaded up. There we go. And we got one more turf down over here. There it goes, just takes off on you. Again, give me the ability to finesse and give me a little bit more ability to get the speed on this instead of just, you're either a little bit or a whole lot. Boy, somebody set these way back from the edge, didn't they? Wow, that was interesting to see the way it walked up on the pallet forks there. That's pretty funny. Yeah, physics is breaking. We're sliding instead of rolling. Look at that. My forks are completely through the pallet. And physics are breaking. Odd. I'm pushed all the way down on that. It didn't want to let go of it. Alright, so we'll get our little seedlings. We'll get them picked out. There we go. Get all the way up on that. Come on. Pull back. There we go. Look, I'm not even turning hardly. I'm just got the wheels cocked. I'm hardly turning. If I slam the gas on, that thing would turn like sharp as it possibly can. Just silly. I'm sorry, sir. The forklift only responds if you slam the gas on. And then it just oversteers completely and you feel like you're gonna wreck. And you'll be completely out of control with it. So what I'm saying is the forklift needs some work. Forklifts are fun. The real challenge is to run a reach truck. If you've ever had to run a reach truck, they're completely different. Driving with the little steering wheel that you drive with and stand-up position, and it's fun remembering which direction you're actually supposed to be turning the steering wheel on it to get it to turn. Because this thing, you know, forklifts drive like a car. The reach trucks drive like nothing you ever have driven. Oh! I was trying to mess with the camera and look, I'm sliding to the right. I mean, this thing's just sliding into the cars. Hello. Round and round she goes, where she'll stop nobody knows. Holy cow. Come on. Oh yeah, we're broken. Yep. Physics be breaking. Hello kids and welcome to the merry-go-round. You can ride on the forklift merry-go-round. Well, see if I can get this thing to load up. This is gonna be fun if it wants to continuously turn. This is a new challenge. Okay, so see if we can get the load on the ground. Oh, there it stopped. Ooh, that was interesting. I was like, what have I just done? Couldn't figure out why I drove into that vehicle. I was like, are you serious? What did I just do to drive into that thing? Glitchy glitch. It's still, I mean, the forklift. I'm about to label it something different. And it starts with a P. And it has 3 letters. And if you can figure that out, you know what I'm talking about. Don't get me wrong, I know physics is hard to calculate into a game, but come on now. Get it to work consistent. And again, don't get me wrong, I love this game, I do. But it does have its little issues. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend it doesn't. At the same time, I'm not going to tell you, oh, this game's a piece of junk because of this. Which, you know, there would be some people that would tell you that. But, yeah, for the most part, I really love this game. But, now, I will go back and say this. If I had to play this game mouse and keyboard, because I tried the mouse and keyboard it the other day for a little bit, oh, there's no way. There's no way I could play this mouse and keyboard. It would have to be gamepad or the way I do it with the joysticks and the steering. Otherwise, it ain't happening. Alright, so let's take the forklift. And I used to like rent these things and turn them in. But since there's no like hourly fee or anything else like that for using them, it just makes no sense for me to keep turning them in and having to keep renting them. So I'm not going to do that anymore. Alright, so strap our load down, jump inside, go ahead and bring our wings up. We've got everything loaded. You know, and I'll be honest with you, had I stacked all this stuff right here in the front, like if I had to put these 3 wall pallets on top of each other and the asphalt on top of each other, I could have gotten this whole load into the flatbed with the crane. But then we wouldn't have had that cool merry-go-round scene that we just got, so yeah. See, there's a reason for everything. Alright, over the hill we go here. So we're going to go up by the gravel pit and over the hill and head over to our construction site. So now it's just a matter of delivering this stuff into the site, and it shall be done. And telling our worker to do some more work. So who gets done first, us or the worker? Well, seeing as I can control, I could probably get done first. Oh yeah, he's getting done quick. Alright, so we will head on over here to the site. We'll drop these off and we'll be done with our high-rise. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, so what I did was that forklift, I was trying to put the load down on the ground because I figured with it spinning around like that, at least I could take the load, set it to the ground, and then as soon as I got it on the ground and got backed away with it, then I could jump out of it, go return it and rent a new one, and get one that wasn't spinning around. But I didn't have to do that, obviously, so I guess when I got it unlocked, when I got the load unlocked. Oh, really? Come on, man, I gotta sit here. Alright. Alright, so if we can get some unevaded areas here, we can get going. As I said, I'm not really going to obey all the traffic signals during these videos. Live streams, yes. Recorded videos, not so much. It's not Euro truck. And it just takes too long. Be nice when we get the bridge built in here. And then we don't have to make this. We can take that straight run across there to the access road to the gravel pit. All right. All right, boys, hit the gas. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. No, don't sit. Go. Go, 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 go. Thank you. All right. I see the crane. I know where we're at now. All right. So you guys will see I've pretty much got all the other trucks moved out of here. So this will be the only one on scene. We'll just pull right here to the opening. Because I don't want to pull all the way in and then have to be pulling the truck out every time that we finish. Alright, so we'll go ahead and unattach our cargo. There we go. Oh, he is going to beat me. He is going to beat me because he has just one more stage to do. And I've got 2. So he's going to get, well, 3 jobs done in the amount of time it took me to do 1. But I'm not going to sweat it because you know what? It is what it is. Alright, so we are grabbing the asphalt and the wall primers first. So down the crane goes. Oops. I didn't need to keep going out with that. I need to go down with it. There we go. Alright, so if I come on down, make sure I'm hitting the asphalt. There we go. Come back a little bit. Connect, lift, clear. Now I can start rotating. And I believe these are going on top. The asphalt and the primer is. Do. Yep. Alright, so lower that down. Got to travel out just a little bit. Bring that down. That's good. Oh, hey, I disconnected that. Put that in the back corner there. Disconnect that one. Alright, rotate around again. Yep, he's almost done. He's nearly there. I'm getting shown up by my worker. Oops. But, you know, hey, there's worse things in the world than having a gung-ho worker, right? A lot of employees would die to have a worker that's gung-ho. Bada bing, bada boom. $500,000 for that job? That's not bad. Yeah, your worker will outperform you every time in this game. Get used to it. If you don't like being shown up by your worker, this is not the game for you. Because he is going to do it every time. Alright. There we go. You know, I have the ability to hire another worker if I wanted to. I could hire more labor. And if I did, I could actually have one of them helping me do a job and have him doing the other ones. Alright. Swing over to the left a little bit. Hook down. There we go. Pick up that little bit of wall primer. There we go. Getting there. We gotta clear the building. Looks like it. Oh yeah. There we go. And bring her back around. Must be a good payday today. Get $500,000 for his job, and then I'll get quite a bit of money as well for this one. I think this is like 700,000. Somebody asked me in comment how much I was getting paid for this gig, and I didn't remember. So that's the reason I haven't responded to it. Is I don't know. I know it was a lot. For some reason I keep getting confused as to which controller my hook's on versus which controller the trolley is on. Gotta get that up in the center of that window. There we go. Oops. Just have my trolley in a different place. Well, that's a pallet of wall primers built. Oh well, nobody saw that. Yeah, would it not be cool for this console here to be working, you know, where you could push some buttons, get a digital readout of where your boom was and how much cable you had out and, you know, all that good stuff? Would be so awesome. You know, and then you'd have an elevation, like maybe you know, you could go ahead and when you got to the job site, you could let out a certain amount of, you could let your hook all the way to the ground so you could see where your elevation was. I wonder if in real life that stuff is able to be calibrated. Like, let's say when they put a crane like this up, well, that's probably stupid. I was gonna say, what if you could, like, with a crane like this, when it's put up on a side, if they calibrate the hook from the distance to the ground, or if it's the, you know, the readout shows you the distance from the winch itself. Seems like they could set it to where you put the hook to the ground and calibrate, and that would tell you, as you spooled in, it would tell you what your distance from the ground is with the hook versus the distance from the winch with the hook. Alright. that's done. And next thing is we're gonna have to put the rest of that stuff somewhere on the ground. As a pull out, it will go ching. There we go. All right. Transport those into the marked area, which is right down in front of us to the left. So this won't be too far that we've got to move these. I think the next thing we'll do is probably the stadium lights. That contract to do that. I will probably do that next. We'll take a look at that before we end this video. But that's probably the next contract we're going to do, which is using the mobile crane to go and put in the stadium lights. Bring my hook on up a little bit, and then we'll come out. Come on, where's my... There we go. Alright, rotate around here. I don't know if anybody's run a crane and knows the answer to that question I had earlier. I'd be curious. I mean, you would think with the computers on it, and it may be both ways. They may have it set up both ways, where you hit a button and it tells you what your distance is from the boom, and then it also, you may be able to hit another button and it switches over and tells you your elevation from the ground. You know, I would think they would calibrate that kind of stuff on the site. But then again, if you have a crane system like, I know a lot of these cranes, they add sections to them as they go along. Really cool to see how they build these things. Some of them actually affix to the building and climb the building as they need more elevation. So many cool little devices that they have. Alright, there's another one down. 3 to go. We're getting there. Alright, so it's turf now. Grab these guys out. My swing stop. Put that down on the ground. There we go. Disconnect that. All right. Come out just a little bit with the trolley. Come down with the hook. Should be right there at it, right there. Oh. Here we go. All right. Get these bad boys in place. There we go. Just a slight correction. Oops. There's a little more correction than I wanted. All right. Last one. Trolley out. Lift my hook a little bit. Come on, straight out. Come down with the hook. There we go. Last one. Nice. All right. Well, that'll do it. Get the hook out of the area. That should be it. Why is it not registering that I'm done? Wait a minute. One U seedling is not in there. Where's it at? Did it not set inside there? Maybe this one down here is too far out. I'm guessing if one of them's not in, it's this one. Let's look at our camera here. Oh, I don't think either one of them was in. This will be a little more accurate with this time. There we go. We'll sit that right there on that piling. Bing! There we go. Oh, we made over $1 million on that job. Nice. Sweet. And it put the tower crane back into the, or the flat top crane, it put back into the construction yard. So let's go get a picture of what we did. We'll jump to the low boy truck, which has gotten kicked out of the way. Or is it right where it was? There it is. So there's our apartment complex that we have built. Mighty fine job, everybody. Pat yourselves on the back. You did good work. So let's go ahead and get a picture here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Gotta have one for the archives, right? Let's walk over here. Take a look at it. Well, we already got some residents moved in. They got their bikes out here out front. Oh yeah, there's a nice picture. There we go. So there's our job done. Mighty fine. Good job, guys. Alright, so that's going to do it for today. That is our job done. And I'll transport this guy back to the construction yard later. So let's look at what the next job is going to be. As I was telling you, there's a special job that needs to be done, which is floodlight mast at the stadium. This is going to be something where we put these up with the crane. Let's see, get some stuff from the steel mill. Second floodlight element at the steel mill. Third floodlight elements at the steel mill, and place them in place. It's not that much money, but it opens up more opportunities for us. So that'll be the next contract that we do, and we'll do that. I might work on that next week a little bit. But again, primarily next week is going to focus on ATS, everybody. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. That's going to do it for today. Our apartment is done, and we can move on to our next job. And I hope you guys will join me for that. If you liked the video today, make sure you like it. Give me a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. That helps me out immensely. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. I do news videos each and every day. Thanks again for watching, guys. And as always, I appreciate your support. And I will see you in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Have a great day. Bye-bye.